My name is Bill Wright, and I've been a member of the First Methodist Church, Albany, right here, since I was 9 years old. And now I'm 81, so it's been a lot of years. Got married to Sandra Tanner in '64, and we were going to the church then, but I wasn't a Christian. I was just a church member, but I had done everything you can do in the church. I know how it is to be raised in the church and still be lost. At the time of the story I'm telling is we had two kids, Hank and Jody, and had a good friend. My best friend in my life was named Alan Wells from Baxley, Georgia, but he went to the University of Georgia with me, and we got in classes together, and he called me and said he was going to come to town. So I wanted to have a big night planned for he and I. I was thinking about it in my mind and just anxious for him to come to just see what we could do and get into. And we knew what to do, and I thought he did. But when he came to the house, he walked in the door and had a coat and tie on for some reason from his work. He just sat down and started talking. And I said, this is not the same Alan that I know, because he just acted different. Because he'd be anxious to get out the door and go get away from the family and, do what we did or used to do. And so we talked on and on and just kept sitting, and I was just getting anxious. And I said, you can't tell me that you have quit drinking and smoking, and of course I named some other things that we had been doing. But he said, yes, I have. That just burst my bubble. So he started telling me his story about coming to know Christ, how he was walking down the street intoxicated and stumbled into a church. And he said he went down to the altar and said, Lord, I want you to save me or take my life. And anyhow, he got saved, and he said, I couldn't think of anything more than I wanted to do is come talk to you, because I knew where you were coming from, the same place that he was. So he said his wife told him to wait for a year, and that was December the 9th, 1971. I remember just as if it were yesterday, and it's been over 50 years ago. But anyhow, at 3:30 in the morning, he said, well, I'm going to have to go. And he said, I want to do something with you that we've never done. He said, I want to pray for you. And I thought that sounded so good, because I was just eating up every word he said by that time, because it sounded so good. And it was what I needed to hear. He prayed with me, and he left, and Sam and I walked in the bedroom, and I said, well, gosh, and let's read the Bible. And we had one stuck somewhere in the corner, and got the Bible, and I said, well, you read it. She read a verse, and I said, gosh, that just sounds so good, so good. And I knew something was happening at the time. And I said, well, let me read. I read a little bit, and I said, oh, this is wonderful. It's just so good. I've never seen anything this good before. And I said, I want to pray. And I took a deep breath, and nothing came out. And I said, I know I'm supposed to be saying something. I tried it again. Deep breath, nothing. But then the third time, I said, Lord, I hear you speaking to me, and I want to take it in, and I just want to talk to you. So I took the third deep breath and breathed out and just started talking. And it just, Jesus and the Bible and going to heaven and raising my family, and just all started coming out. And I was just talking to him, and he was doing something in my heart. And I said, Lord, I said, you know what Alan and I have done, how he has changed. I want to be like him, because he's like you. So I said, Lord, I do this, and boom, it was just like God was just grabbing it and taking it and throwing it away. And I named this and this, went on down the list. I wish I had made my list longer, because I didn't get anywhere near where I wanted to be. But I knew as I named what I named, he took them away. And till this day, that's been over 50 years, I haven't wanted any of those things again because they were gone. He delivered from then. It's been, we've kind of put our family together. I said, you've got a different daddy in your family now. Telling my kids that. Molly came along during that time. I said, we're going to do things different. I said, we'll go to ball games, and they love to go, and they had a good time. But I said, if we come back at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 8 o'clock, we're going to be at church, at early church. And that's just the way we're going to do our lifestyle. And they saw that I had changed, and I was a new daddy, and that's what counts. And now we can just rest assured that the storms that are coming, or if they do, won't matter. We know where our future is.